Are your players struggling, not picking up what you're putting down, having difficulty with things they should breeze through, dare I say, dying and TPKing a lot? I've been there too. What's going on, y'all? My name is Tommy. Welcome back to the channel. Today, let's talk about some things to help improve our GM proficiency rank. Okay, so a lot of these I have seen recently at my table. Some of them have been my own, personal experiences being a player at someone else's table. In some cases, literally, I'm just stealing from my friends. In any case, all of those stem from one fact. Everyone going away from the table with bad feelings sucks, right? No one likes to see it. We do this as escapism to get away from real life, right? Anyway, this list started as a big, long fallacy video. This started as a billion different things everyone can do. I've whittled it down to the 3 things that I think people miss the most after they figure out the basics as they're moving up this way. Probably gonna do something next week in this vein too, more from the player side than the GM side. But right now, if you're running games, I'm talking to you. Number 1, to improve your GM proficiency, if they aren't picking up what you are putting down in any way, shape, or form, telegraph it. Let's face it, when we're hip deep in the enemy and there's about enough HP between the party to maybe fill up a potion of cure light wounds, maybe, we tend to forget important things like mission objectives, prep that we've made, sometimes even class features, because, well, we're more concerned with not dying. And failure to remember these things can make an encounter that you've made to be relatively easy turn up very, very difficult, or a difficult encounter lethal. One thing I realized that I was doing as a GM, especially when I would get very, very experienced players, is I would feel less and less the need to handhold, dare I say, people. We no longer have to guide you on every single path. You know what your build does. You played the game for a long time. That said, I think it's very easy to confuse gentle reminder and hey, don't forget to do this. Hey, are you doing that? And then nagging your players into the ground. If you see your players missing something that's very important, that they know is very important, at the top of their turn, a gentle reminder, things like which enemy appears the most beat up, other things that could help the party in a positive way. For example, you're surrounded. The big guy is wounded. Through that open door, these archers have a clear line to you. There are 3 traps behind you that the enemy has yet to trigger. What do? That brings the things that the party has, in some cases, prepped, in some cases might not be seeing because they're more concerned with, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, please don't crit me, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, such that they can act on these things in a meaningful way and not miss them and increase their chances of going away with the bad feeling, especially during the conversation after when they're like, well, how are we supposed to survive this? And you communicate to them the ways that you presumed they would survive the thing, which leads into my second point. To improve your GM proficiency rank, a thing we should all ask at our session zeros: how hands-on are you as a DM? Should you call for knowledge checks at the top of the round or remind players when they haven't identified things? Should you advise them tactically during the defense of a place or getting ready to attack somewhere? I'm sure we've all heard that wonderful phrase our dungeon masters will roll at us right before we die. You know, are you sure you want to do this? Establishing at the beginning if we are allowing our players to land in their own fate versus a little bit of help from you can go a long way. Now, sometimes this can feel like tutorial mode, and that's certainly valid. If someone's not used to playing the intelligence-based thing, and isn't rolling to identify monsters, and so they keep running into weaknesses, not dealing with things, just, I attack it, gee, I hope it dies, it didn't die, now it attacks me, oh, I died, right? That makes for a very, very unfun play cycle. But it's not always tutorial mode. Sometimes people just see things literally differently than you do, and this is especially the case if your players either GM more than they play or are used to another table that is not yours. They're conditioned to see things either their way or their DM's way, and then here you are, the X factor. I'm adding myself on this one. I'm really bad at being a player. If someone deviates from that sweet, sweet Tommy Gaddy home recipe, I get real confused real quick. Seriously, I could go into a whole ass thing in DDoS the Dragon. Links that way. I'm doing an Iron Gods podcast with my best friends. It's really good. I spent 48 minutes talking to something that was tangential and nothing, and not advancing the plot in a meaningful way because I thought it was not tangential and nothing. Bless you, Grant, for making that not tangential and nothing and now an important part of the story. Many GMs would not do that. Literally because I'm used to seeing things in a different way. Last on the list today, aftercare. When the session is over, hey, was that good? What did you like? What didn't you like? What could I have done better? Simple questions like that to see where people stand when the dice are put away. Everyone is going to want a different Dungeons and Dragons experience. That's just fact. Giving your players a chance to be vocal and say things along the lines of, oh wow, I really liked this, or this was bad. Responses like that help you gauge what is good for your players and also gives you a chance to explain your own expectations in an environment that's not as I'm actively trying to kill you. Generally speaking, if people make a mistake, they won't make that mistake again. But the manner in which they do not make that mistake often depends on what the hell happens at the table. Whether it's, oh, I won't make that mistake again. My DM is killer. I'm not showing up anymore. Or, oh, I won't make that mistake again. I realized a critical thing. Oops. Let me go back and fix that. Or, oh wow, I won't make that mistake again. Next time I'll do this, because I see the kind of game my GM runs. As in everything in life, communication in fact is key. Having these communications, again, when the dice are done being rolled, incredibly helpful. To say nothing of like throughout the week in like group messages and things, you can learn a lot about what your players want from the way they're speaking when they aren't actively at the table. Picking up on these things, obviously very healthy for your group, but that's what I have for today because I have to stop myself. Otherwise, I'd ramble forever. What do y'all think? Is there anything you would add to this list? What have you done to improve your GM experience? Where is the line, in fact, between being marginally better than a video game and being the god of Dungeon Masters? Let me know in the comments. We'll build it up together. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.